Easing COVID restrictions is why things are looking up for big in-person events in Houston.
Yeah, get this, just one convention has already booked 7,000 hotel rooms, a big turnaround after a year of shutdowns and virtual-only events. Downtown about to be popping again. Jason Miles is there with more on the return of these events. Big business, Jason.
The GRB is, of course, the center of convention activity here in Houston, and there are more than a dozen major events scheduled between now and the end of the year. Things are looking brighter for Houston hotels as rooms like this await a surge in business after a dreary year.
It's been a hard impact for a lot of the hotels in the downtown area.
Ariel Washington helps manage the new Hyatt Place in the converted Southwestern Bell building, where she hopes to connect with a lot of new guests via a host of upcoming conventions.
They definitely carry us through a lot of the time, so seeing them come back and knowing that we're going to have more later on in the year is a very exciting thing that we're looking forward to.
Among the varied events scheduled for the GRB alone starting in July include the Imperial Session of Shriners, Mensa World Gathering, and return of the massive International Quilt Festival. The Offshore Technology Conference will also be back at NRG Center.
It brings people from all over the world.
OTC Chair Cindy Yielding says the annual Houston event was canceled last year because of the pandemic, then postponed to August of this year as a precaution.
Typical year, we will have 65,000 people, but we've brought as many as 108,000 in 2014. So obviously, significant impact for the Houston area.
Speaking of impact, the National Rifle Association's annual convention is set for September in Houston and expected to draw more than 70,000 attendees. The organization has already contracted 7,000 rooms in 40 hotels and expects to provide a $55 million economic boost.
Seeing everything grow and come back and knowing that conventions are coming back into downtown Houston, we're optimistic for the future.
And it's not just conventions, concerts and other events are making a comeback as well. In fact, there's a major UFC event down here this weekend. In downtown Houston, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.